Hey, Snow.
Hey, MJ.
You know, we were supposed to get Dwayne Johnson on today to promote Moana.
Yeah,
The live action remake
really.
that just came out.
We
now
were
in
gonna be
theaters.
getting, we were gonna get The
Dwayne
Rock.
Johnson. But being where we live, they sent Jason Marino.
Yeah, even better.
Yeah.
Well, it's landlocked, so if you had an airport that accepted international flights, you'd probably be able to get him here.
That's okay. We like you.
Yeah, I think I'll do in a pinch.
Like Dwayne Johnson has even heard of us.
Right?
I've heard of you.
Well, that's what's important.
If it's any consolation, Jason Marino has heard of you.
How you been?
Oh, I've been great. I'm like tired, which is, I guess, at my age, pretty normal. Been moving around a bunch, and a lot of things just been going on this year so far. So yeah, it's been like good things, bad things, all kinds of stuff's been going on. So it's been a long 7 months of the year already. So yeah.
So, what was it like working on Moana?
Oh, Moana, yeah. Oh, yeah, that just came out. Yeah. So, Moana, it was kind of funny because that goes back. I mean, we probably talked about that a couple of years ago because I started working on that in like 2023 was when it started pre-production. And I remember being there like the first day, and starting on that. And then after, let me think, there was a strike like immediately. There was a SAG-AFTRA, there was a writer strike, and then SAG-AFTRA had to go along with it. And so we started around May or something at 23, and then there was like 6 or 8 months that we couldn't work. And then starting back in like January, suddenly I was back, and all of a sudden it was full force, like doing all the pre-production and everything. So it was really hard work and like fun work. And, you know, people don't look at like the movie business. They just see like the glitz and glamour of like celebrities flying around in jets and going to like red carpets. But everyone, it's very blue collar, even for the actors and everything. And everyone's just there busting their butt and working hard all day. It's a very physical work too.
That must have devastated the common guys during that strike.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it hasn't. I mean, LA is not even. Well, it's not the strike's fault. It's just, when you can't work for 6 or 8 months, they have, they had funds and stuff where they were, getting people a little bit of money here and there to help out. But so if you were a working actor who didn't, make a fortune working, they had like a fund that they were helping to kick people down some cash here and there. And I'm always fortunate that I don't rely on it for my income, which I've never take that for granted, because I'm lucky because of that. Because all the people that I do work with that do rely on it for their income and to have a living, it's really hard for them. So,
yeah. When you were doing that, did they have to cover up your tattoos and do the ones that
right?
Dwayne Johnson, I forget his character's name.
Yeah, well, it's Maui. So on Moana's Maui. So, okay. So I do a couple different things with DJ. And so, I can work as a stand-in for him. And I also sometimes work as a double for him, like a photo double. So depending on the project, I do one or the other, sometimes kind of both. On Moana, I was doing all the pre-production for the camera tests and special effects tests. And when I say camera tests, what they're doing is they're literally, they've got the hot shot cameras there from Panavision or whatever, or Red or whatever major cameras they're using. And they're literally deciding how they're going to shoot the movie with a 50 millimeter or an 80 mil or a long lens, and all these different lenses they're going to use. And they're working all of this out so that once you're on site shooting the film, you're not going, well, what do you think we should do? And so they figure all this stuff out ahead of time. Everything from, the script is done ahead of time, of course. And then, every part of the production is kind of just rehearsed and worked out before you start spending the crazy money on having 200 people on set and actually paying all the actors and doing all of that. And so we spent, over that time, it was from 2023 all the way until fall of 2024. And then they spent like 18 months in pre-production and like 4 months filming the actual movie. And so I did all the pre-production, and I would be there. Dwayne shows up, and his body double, Philip, who's a friend of mine, he's a really good dude. And so we would kind of always, the three of us, be there usually. And I kind of got to just be myself, but I just had to kind of wear clothes and that looked like I'd be Maui. So I had to wear like a skin colored top and then like green bottoms so that my outfit looked like him wearing a grass skirt. so, and it was winter time for a lot of it. In LA, and it was they had those huge rainstorms in January 24 when it was flooding, and we were there shooting during that time. And I mean, the sound stages were like 60 degrees. They wouldn't warm up because it was so cold and so rainy. I got soaked going into the studio one day and couldn't even like work. Like I was just literally shivering and soaked. And so I had to have someone bring me clothes and everything. It was, new shoes, all of it, because it was so difficult just to try to warm up and get dry. So yeah, they didn't have to cover my tattoos for that. They've done it for other things, but on that, it was just tons and tons of special effects and trying out wigs and trying out all that stuff.
You mean to tell me that Moana is not filmed in Hawaii?
Well, some of it is. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
I'm like, do you get to go there?
I haven't been there to work. So where Moana was filmed, when they actually shot the movie itself, they go to Georgia a lot. There's a big studio there called Trilith, and it's south of Atlanta, like southeast of Atlanta, about 40 minutes or something like that. And it's in this little middle of nowhere. I forgot the name of the town, like Watsonville or something like that. And it's just off the highway, and there's really nothing there except for some a couple of hotels and shopping center or two, and a few houses, and it's literally the middle of nowhere. It's really cool. And so they shoot there a lot, and then they actually would go over to Hawaii and shoot stuff as well.
Okay.
So Hawaii was for a couple of weeks once they finished in Georgia.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah. One of the neat things, they actually flew in. They try to keep things really authentic. It's not like back in the day with like Charlton Heston, where they would like put him in like blackface so he could play somebody that every actor was white back then, and they would put makeup on them and make them act like they were a Native American or something like that. But they actually flew in like 200 islanders and from like Hawaii and stuff to Georgia so that they had real authentic people from Hawaii working on the movie, and not just randos and stuff like me. So
that's where like all Marvel movies are filmed, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's right. Yep, they're filmed in Georgia. Yeah.
How big is that place?
It's huge. Yeah, I mean, it's a full movie studio lot, and the whole town's kind of growing up around it because the film, they've been there for years. And so because of that it's like they developed the area. And so there's houses and like apartments and kind of like these little high density condo houses that the production use across the street and stuff. So there's a bunch of fun little stuff that's happening out there. And actually a new movie is starting there on the 3rd, I think, of August. They're going to start filming the Lizard music movie that he's doing next with Benny Safdie, the guy that did Smashing Machine, the producer or director.
Lizard music.
Yeah, have you heard the book?
Uh-uh.
It's a book it's an old book from maybe the 60s or 70s. It's like this weird acid trip thing where essentially some kids watching like late night TV or watching like public access, and he sees this lizard band performing on TV. Already, it's like a bad acid trip.
Lizards.
Yeah, it's like grown-ups, like that they're like look like lizard people, and they're
Maybe
a band.
That's where lizard people came from.
Or something, and they're a band and they're performing, and this kid's watching it, and I guess he decides to go on an adventure to try to find this band in real life, if they are real or not. And so it's kind of like a kid's movie based on an old book from some guy that must have done a bunch of mushrooms or something. But
right. Well, yeah, especially if it was like the 60s.
Yeah. So it's some old book like that. I think I'm too young to have even heard of this book. I'm not sure where this came from. I have to go look it up.
I've never heard of it.
Yeah. So that's filming in Georgia starting next week. And it's wild. And then same thing with we just finished doing Jumanji. I guess you could get to segue into that.
Yeah, Jumanji.
Do you have questions about Moana still?
No.
So yeah, Jumanji 4 it's really cool because it got shot primarily in LA. Gavin Newsom, governor of California, they worked and passed some incentives again for the film industry there to try to revive it.
Right.
And
Because that's
that
why
was-
they went to Georgia in the first place. Was It
Right.
was cheaper to film there.
Right, exactly. You don't have the same union rules necessarily because you're not in the 30-mile zone of Hollywood and all that. And so they were able to shoot the entire film. We shot starting in early November all the way until around May. I don't know, into February 25th or 26th, we were in LA and we started at Universal, and shot a ton of outdoor stuff there. And then we shot up in like the high desert, up in Lancaster and places like that for a lot of the desert scenes. And then moved over to Sony for a bunch of interior stuff, which was really remarkable. And had a great time. It was in winter, so it was like working outdoors. We were out there freezing, but the location services guys would, roll up these huge heaters for us. And, got pictures of like us all sitting out there, freezing, sitting on the set, and they use the sets like the outdoor sets at Universal, the same ones from, you've seen Back to the Future has been shot there, a million things. And so it was a trip kind of walking through there and going, oh, that's where they shot this. And oh, that's where they shot that. And then you're right there in the middle of it, which is kind of fun. Yeah.
That comes out in Christmas time?
Christmas Day, yeah.
Christmas Day.
Christmas
Oh,
Day this
wow.
year, yeah. I'm excited for that.
And does it wrap up the story?
Yes, the last one. It's the end of them. So, which is sad, but I get it. It's the fourth one if you count the one that
Robin Williams.
Yeah, Robin Williams. The original. And it's great. And they bring back all the original. All the people are there and everything. And I got to be careful not to say too much. I'm trying to make sure I don't.
Right? Yeah, you don't want to get in trouble.
Now, the original one they shot in Keene, New Hampshire while I was living in New Hampshire. And I just remember they just shut down the city.
Oh, wow.
Well, at least the scene where the animals are running through the streets. That was Keene, New Hampshire.
Right. Okay. That's really cool. Yeah, that's exciting. The whole series kind of takes place in the Northeast, generally speaking. Like when you watch those movies, it seems like every time they do the stuff like where the kids go to school or back home, or like, they had a restaurant, the DeVito and the other guy had like a restaurant, the grandparents or whatever. And his best friend had a restaurant in like the second and third one, whatever. And so, that's all like back east too, like up in the Northeast.
What did you do on that movie?
I was a stand-in strictly on Jumanji. So I didn't have to do any makeup or anything. I just had to wear clothes that were, again, very similar. And I had to go to wardrobe and they had to look me over and see if I had on what they liked. So I just make sure I owned clothing that I was comfortable in that matched the clothing for the characters, so that I didn't have to do wardrobe every day, because you got to get there earlier and take the time to do wardrobe, and it's not really, I'd rather be eating and hanging out on set than doing wardrobe.
Did you hang with Kevin Hart's body double?
Yeah, Kevin, he's a good dude.
How short is he?
Yeah, they're the same height, man.
What's his height?
I just wrote him on Instagram last night.
Are they like 5'2"?
His name is what'd you say? Is he 5'2"?
I thought Kevin Hart was about like 5'2".
Oh yeah, no, he's
So-
somewhere in there, 5'2", 5'4",
Yeah.
something like that. But yeah, LaRoyal is his double. And LaRoyal's super good dude. And we watched the new Kevin Hart movie last night on Netflix, 72 hours.
Yeah.
LaRoyal is literally in the movie, and you know who he is in the movie? When a guy grabs him and turns him around because he thinks that he's Kevin Hart's character, that's LaRoyal. They actually gave him like FaceTime in the movie,
Oh, wow.
because one of the bad guys thought it was Kevin when they were chasing him.
Right.
He grabs on the shoulder and spins him around and
I
goes,
do
"Oh,
remember.
never mind, you're not him."
I do remember who you're
that's
talking. And I was
that's
like,
his
he
double.
does look like Kevin
Yeah,
Hart.
that's his
Okay.
double.
What's that movie?
72 hours.
hours.
Came out yesterday? I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is
Yeah.
what's it about?
Netflix. It's a
A bachelor party,
weekend.
but the younger guys don't have money. And then like Kevin Hart's character.
Accidentally got invited because he was on the group chat on accident.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
he works at a place where it would benefit him to know what young people like. Doesn't he work for like an ad
Marketing.
agency?
Yeah,
or
something
yeah. And he like totally blows it on they're like, you can't connect with the younger people. So he kind of goes
He
on.
decides I'm going to go along with this
That
accidental
won't
group
ruin
test,
the
and
movie.
then
We haven't told you too much,
and
but you
hilarity
should still
ensues.
watch it.
Yeah, oh, that's literally just the plot point, and it tells you that guy gets a group text, blah blah. So yeah, that's it, and it gets
And
really
the
fun
lady
from
from One Battle After Another, the
Which-
one battle after another, she's in it too.
oh,
I love that
like
lady.
the-
I
like the
can't think of
dog.
her name.
yeah, yeah. It's oh my God, I talk about her all the time. But she plays the wife, so
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I literally know her name's on the tip of my tongue, and I just cannot get my brain to like say the words.
I know. I can't remember her name either, but I know
Yeah.
she was a badass in the.
Yeah, she was like the main rebel in that movie.
Yeah.
Great movie.
Yeah.
That's the thing about this podcast is we're never prepared because we don't know what we're going to talk about.
We need notes, people. We need notes. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, we'll know her name in the next few minutes. It's like not too difficult. But Tiana Taylor.
Yes.
Okay, yes.
Thank you.
Google. Oh, thank you, Google. So yeah, Jumanji was a blast. At the best time of my life. The people at Sony are so nice. They treat you like the people that work there. They just treat you like your family member, even though you're there working on a production and they're renting the sound stage and renting stuff from them. But they treat us so good when we're there, and I've like made friends there now, and I get to go back over there kind of whenever and say hi and visit and go do tours and have a nice time. It's been really fun.
Do you ever do anything that's not related to Dwayne Johnson?
I haven't in a couple of years. Everything I've been working on has been, like feature films stuff with him. I haven't done anything since 2023. I did one episode, like a tiny little part on Unstable with John Stamos. So
Yeah,
we probably talked about that a long time ago. But that's all I've done, and that's perfectly fine. Like I don't rely on this for making money. I do it because it's fun for me, and I know that's a privilege to be able to say that. But yeah, I just kind of work on whatever comes along that I kind of want to do, and yeah, it's really great.
And you just got back from Japan. Right?
I did, yeah. With the wife and the kids and some of the kids' boyfriends and girlfriends. It was like there was like 7 of us, so it was a big group.
What was that experience like?
It was like life changing. I mean, it's literally the coolest place I've ever been, most unique place I've ever been, most clean and polite and kindest bunch of people I've ever been around. It was like you basically feel sad coming home. You're like, why does everything else suck now? Because it shows you how good things can be, and then suddenly you're like, man, no, it's like a million times better than the way we do everything here,
Yeah. What I heard, someone else I know just got back from there, and they said there's no trash because just everybody takes what they have with them. You bring it in, you take it out.
How is that hard? How
Yeah.
is that a hard thing to do? I mean, I don't understand that anyway.
It's not hard actually, and my wife did all the research before we went, so she kind of knew all the etiquette and all these different things, and she put little compacted trash bag things for us to keep. But yeah, basically, unless you are at like a 7-Eleven or a Family Mart or one of the they have convenies there, they call them. And those are all your convenience stores, and they're the most popular thing. There's thousands of them, and people treat those as like it's like your central hub to your neighborhood. You can go there and pay bills. You can go there and get like hot food. You can go there and buy just pretty much anything you need for groceries and stuff. And it's like your little hub.
Can you get sushi there?
Yeah, you can do convenience sushi and all this fun stuff. And they do like at Family Mart, they got something called Family Chicky, and it's like fresh fried chicken that they do right behind the counter with a fryer and everything.
Oh, wow.
Oh, it's as neat as can be. And so they have trash cans in there. There's no trash cans on the street almost anywhere.
Okay.
There's none. I mean, I seen 1 or 2 on the street, like on a train platform here and there. But essentially what happened was about 25, 30 years ago, someone was putting bombs in trash cans there around Tokyo or something. And so they said, well, look, we're not going to leave any more trash cans around for people to put bombs in. They had a problem. They immediately said, there's no more trash cans. Everyone just take your crap home. And it works remarkably well because even it never felt like I was just stuck carrying trash for very long. Maybe 10 minutes, and then I'd pop into a 7-Eleven and throw something away, but I never was inconvenienced by anything that goes on there. And there's no trash on the street, none. Like there's not a gum wrapper blowing around. There's not even gum stuck to the sidewalk. It's spotless everywhere. It's unbelievable.
I want to go there. I want to go in April because at work we had a pilot that was Japanese. And I asked him, like, when's the best time to go to Japan? He said April because that's when the cherry blossoms bloom.
Yeah, Sakura, that's called. So the name of the sushi place here, Sakura, that's literally the name of that whole event or whatever, the cherry blossom blooming. Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah, I didn't know that either until a couple of weeks ago. March and April is when that goes on, and you kind of just have to book and hope you get lucky because you could be a little early or a little late, and you basically need to stay for a couple of weeks and try to hope that you catch overlap of when it is.
Oh,
yeah, or you have to be able to afford to go very much last minute and buy a ticket with, when you hear it's blooming, you have to be able to leave immediately if you want to go. So yeah, most people just gamble and they go, when was it last year? It'll probably be about the same. And, you kind of pick somewhere in, either late March to early April in there and hope you get lucky.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
What was the lake? I saw the one picture of you and your wife at the lake.
Yeah, that was up in there's like a resort town called Hakone where people go. It's like locals and stuff, but it's up in the mountains where there's like a crater and stuff, and it's the most beautiful place. It's about an hour south of Tokyo by train, and then you take a bus or train up the mountain. And then you're up there and there's all these things to do. And there's like outdoor open air art museums, and there's cable car rides, and there's pirate ships on the lake that you can take around. And there's hiking a crater, and there's hotels and the hot spring hotels and everything that you can stay at there. And
that's where I would be.
We stayed at one, and it's called an onsen. And I can't go in onsens in Japan because I have tattoos. And you're not allowed, you have to be nude to go in an onsen. And so if I want to go to a public one, I cannot, because the tattoos over there are very much still stigmatized by the Yakuza gangs. And so even though I'm a foreigner, I have tattoos. I can't go to gyms. I can't go to public bathhouses and any of that because it's considered gang art. So
well, I wouldn't be allowed either.
No, you wouldn't. And so I went to Gold's Gym, and I actually I brought long sleeve shirts and workout gloves, which I never wear, and long sleeve or long pants so that I could go to the gym. And that's what I did so that I could actually lift weights because my hands are tattooed, my arms and legs and everything. So I had to cover up.
You didn't get to go in any hot springs, though?
So they have private ones at hotels. And so we stayed at a hotel that we had like this penthouse, and it had multiple rooms, and each room had its own bath in it that opened up the windows to the lake and Mount Fuji. And so it was unbelievable. And we didn't know Mount Fuji was visible from where we were at. I think my wife said she had heard about it, but it was cloudy and rainy the first day, and we had a great time and running through the rain and stuff. The next morning, I got up like 6 a.m. and I was just kind of like getting ready to go get some coffee going. I'm turning to look out the window, and I see a hole in the clouds and the sun shining through, and I saw a glacier and a giant mountain just picture perfect in that window. You probably saw the picture of it.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, that's Mount Fuji. And I'm like running back through the house, like trying to, I don't know my way around this suite. And I'm trying to find my way down the hallway. And I'm like opening all the doors, trying to figure out which way my wife was. And it was hilarious. And I'm like, Mount Fuji, you got to come see this. I like woke her up, and she comes running out and looks out. And we're just like, I mean, it was like the first, when I saw Machu Picchu, it was like almost like a spiritual moment. You're just like, oh my God. Yeah. And literally just a hole in the clouds, and the hole in the clouds stayed there for like an hour. And so we got to take pictures and just enjoy seeing Mount Fuji. And then the clouds covered it back up, and you never saw it again the whole trip until like a week later. But it was unbelievable.
Cool.
What was the food like?
Oh my God, the food is so good. Yeah, and we're like big street food people. So we're like, where's the dingiest alley? Where can we go to find like literally something that tourists aren't at? But we definitely ate it, Ichiran Ramen, which is like a chain. It's very, very popular chain around Tokyo and other cities, but mostly Tokyo. Like Tokyo has one almost in every corner. And we ate there 4 times, I think, and in the 11 days we were there or something, we ate there like 4 times. And we went to nice restaurants. We went to like street restaurants. We went to restaurants in what's called Piss Alley, colloquially, in Tokyo. It's just this little narrow alley with all these bars, like hundreds of bars and restaurants. And you go in, and each one of them is only about 8 feet wide. And you can go in and they had 5 or 6 people can eat at one time. And we found one that had upstairs. And so they had a bar downstairs of people eating, and then we went upstairs, and it was magical. And you just hear all the bustle of all the people and the excitement of all of it. And it was really cool.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
How did people treat you? Like, because I know Snow's sister went to Spain recently, and
My sister went to Tokyo too.
Oh,
Like she went, I think, earlier in the year or end of last year. But yeah, and no, in Spain is mad at the United States. I mean, everybody saw that at the World Cup too.
yeah.
I mean, that's because of our president. But yeah, in Spain, they had to keep telling the Spanish people, they're like, we did not vote for him. We didn't vote for him any of the times, let alone this last time, but 3-time non-Trump voter. And they were still like, they had to keep saying it over and over.
Right.
But I'm like, I understand, like,
Yeah, I
should
do
have
that
probably
too.
just wore a shirt that said, I hate him too.
Or just wear a shirt saying, I'm Canadian.
Right,
you
that
got to
too.
claim Canada.
And just say A all the time.
Yeah, I'm Canadian, eh? Yeah.
yeah, but there's no even from the atomic bomb, there's nothing like, oh, Americans.
Oh no, we're which is odd, right? When you think about it, but man, the people are so nice over there, and even if they didn't want to be, the culture is so ingrained of being kind to other people that they're just kind regardless. And so I only had one bad interaction the whole time we were there, and it was just this guy, the guy was driving a bus when we were in Akone, and we were going back down out of there, and he just showed up and was having a really bad day, and so he was being rude and being a jerk to everybody, but that was the only interaction we had the entire time we were there where someone wasn't smiling and pleasant and bowing at us the whole time. And it wears on you really quickly. You become and start doing the same thing, which it changes how you behave to people, and which I loved.
So are you supposed to do like the bowing?
Oh yeah,
then?
yeah,
You like, okay.
yeah. I mean,
so I know when I go.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with doing it at all.
Okay.
And you just, because people, it doesn't matter if you're at 7-Eleven, people treat you the same way.
Okay.
And so they'll ballot you at 7-Eleven. It's like so cool how nice everybody is. And so you really do change your attitude. Like I'm a pretty high strung person, and I left there. I was just like, oh my God, I'm so mellow and so happy and so just wanting to be kind all the time. It was really cool.
So it can happen.
It can happen, yeah. Somehow or another, I can get nice.
I'm not talking about you. I mean, we're not just talking about, we were talking before you showed up about how you go to the grocery store now and just everybody's so selfish. They'll have the cart sideways in the aisle, and just they won't move out of the way.
That's why I don't go to the grocery store. I just order it and have them deliver
Yeah,
it.
going out in
like,
public here is so much more complicated and unfun than it is like going out in public there. And there are 38 million people in Tokyo. It's the second largest city now in the world, because a city in South Asia, I think, just passed it. But it's massive, and it doesn't feel that way. You feel like you're just in a neighborhood somewhere in LA or New York or something like that. It's remarkable.
So it's not congested.
It doesn't,
like New York City.
No, not at all. Not even with cars, anything. I mean, the highways are just kind of open, and cars are flowing, and might be a little slowdowns here and there. We spent a lot of time zipping around the city in cars and stuff, and we did like Tokyo Drift Tour, and went to went out to the car show, the Daikoku car show parking lot thing that they've been doing for 30 years that inspired Tokyo Drift, the movie. Like we did it. We went at like the GTRs and everything, and got to go race around with them as like a tour. It was really neat. Yeah.
So did you drive when you were over there?
No, those guys drove us.
Okay.
But yeah, we went in their cars, which was really fun. So yeah, you have to get a license and do all this to drive over there, and it's really complicated.
I wouldn't want to anyways.
Yeah, there was no reason to. Yeah.
I would like to ride like the high speed rails though.
Oh, we did that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
would
rode the Shinkansen. It was unbelievable. We're doing like 200 miles an hour in a train. It felt like we were just flying. It was quiet. It was fast. It was unbelievable. It was such a cool experience.
I would like to do that.
Yeah. We had a blast. And in Kyoto, we went to Kyoto after Hakone. And Kyoto, that's where we took the bullet train.
Okay.
And that was like a 2 hours or something down to there. And Kyoto's like LA. It's like, and what I mean by that is that the vibe is so much from Tokyo. Tokyo's like New York, but nicer and bigger. And then Kyoto's like LA. And it also has like all these old areas. That's where like all the old temples and like where all the shoguns and everybody lived. Like there's temples all throughout the city and old canals and waterways. And that's where all these traditional things were like really based in that area, a whole bunch of it, that in Osaka. So there's like 600-year-old, 1,000-year-old temples and stuff that you can go tour and everything, which we did. And then and the vibe is way more chill there, like LA. It's more of like that kind of town, more people drive. It's more kickback,
Yeah, come from New England. The first couple experiences I had in LA weren't the best, but I realized, well, you just weren't staying in the right area.
Right.
Because once I got to the right area, I'm like, oh my God, this place is awesome. And it was. It was just like so laid back and chill. And everybody was so friendly.
Yeah, it's exactly how it is there. And lots of walking. And then public transportation's next level. Like you don't need a car. There's no reason to have one. I mean,
awesome.
Yeah, it's
what's their level? Is it trains?
Trains everywhere, like subways and like elevated trains all over the place. And then tons and tons of taxis and Ubers and stuff. And they have their own Uber app over there, a different brand that you can use that hails taxis and Ubers or Uber type ride shares for you. So we had a local friend that told us about that. We installed that app and then we saved a bunch of money. We're able to like Uber around, but it's a cheat code, man. Life over there is like it's on easy mode if you're like a foreigner and can go over there and spend a couple months.
Is it expensive?
Not like you would think. I mean, it's expensive flying over there. It can be. If you stay at really nice hotels, it can be. But if you want to go and literally just go there and kind of stay in those micro hotels where it's literally just like a little room and like you have this little 100 square foot space where you have like a bathroom and a bed, you can do that all day for really inexpensively, and it'll work out just fine for you. You can
you still get your own bathroom, like
I think so.
room?
I've never been in one. I've just kind of seen them on YouTube.
Like I would be able to do that.
Yeah, because you're never in your room.
Yeah, because I don't really like the ones where it's like shared bathroom,
Or like a hostel.
Yeah, I'm not into that, but
it's like a dorm.
I could do that micro hotel thing.
Yeah, I mean, you can do any number of like adjustments like that. It doesn't have to be just the one with the bed in it. I mean, you can stay just a nicer, smaller hotel. There's everything from luxury all the way down to just little inexpensive places. So, and they even have love hotels, which are just places for people to go to have sex.
I've heard of that. I saw that on some like show or whatnot. They were talking about that.
Yep, love
Like
hotels.
that's hilarious.
Yeah, it's a real thing.
It's like a pay by the hour.
Yeah, exactly. And people just go there to hook up. Yeah. And but you can also go there just want a place to crash because you missed the subway stop running around 11 or so. So you can go crash out at one if you can't get home,
So does that mean that prostitution is legal there? Is it prostitution or no?
No,
like it's just
well, I know there is prostitution. I don't know if it's legal. I think it's more of I don't know. I don't really spend much time looking into it. But I did, as I understood, there was something about it, but I know that there's a lot of bad stuff involved with it. Like there's a lot of underage kids that are on the streets out there and stuff. So that part's really terrible.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think there's definitely prostitution. I just don't know if it's actually frowned on or just illegal or not. Or, so yeah.
It's kind of like when I went to Jamaica and I learned that yes, there's weed there, but it is not legal in Jamaica.
Right.
It is not. And I'm like, what? Here?
They just leave it be, right?
Like we went to the Bob Marley resting place and there was like all the little kids trying to sell you weed. They're like, hey, pretty lady, $5.
Oh, no kidding.
Like their little arms underneath there. Yeah.
That's true.
Because the sad thing about Jamaica is like, since it's a third world country, if the families don't have money, they can't send their children to school. That's why I'm like, they have no idea what they're asking for in this country by defunding the public schools.
Oh, I know.
You're setting yourself up for your kids not being educated.
Right. And that's a huge thing in Japan too. Like everybody gets to go to school. you
Yeah.
know,
As it
and
should
everyone
be.
gets a good meal at school, and everyone pitches in and helps, and everybody is part of the process. Everyone helps clean, and you know, it's everyone wakes up every day and they think, you know, their job is to go, how can I make a better day for my neighbors? That's literally how people
Right.
function. And here everyone wakes up and goes, how can I make my day better? And that's literally, or how can I make someone else's life worse? Like
Right.
there's people that think that way, but in Japan it's not like that.
So is Japan considered capitalist or socialist?
They're they're a capitalist society. I mean, there's businesses everywhere, and there's tons of small businesses, there's tons of megacorps, there's tons of shopping, and but they do have government backed social functions like the train systems and stuff like that. There are independent companies that run them, but there are lots of subsidies available. Japan helps subsidize like some of the big industries so they're competitive, or like dealing with tariffs with automobiles, things like that. From what I was reading and videos I was watching while we were there, you know, late at night, I was picking up on that the government definitely helps with things where it should be helping, and where it's actually good for society.
So capitalistic socialism can function.
Yeah, it functions like a place like Norway or somewhere, or anywhere else in, you know, in the UK or in the EU, where you do have capitalism and you do have business, but you have small companies everywhere, small businesses, but you still have your super fancy places, and then you have the government stepping in to like regulate things like safety and stuff. You know, the trains are very, very safe there. And anytime there's any type of disaster, they fix it right away, and then nothing happens. Decades will go by, and there's only ever been 2 people that have ever been hit by the bullet train. 2 people ever. They've been around for like 60 years. And one of them was right after we left. So there had been one person decades ago or something, and one person a few weeks ago. That's only the 2 times anyone's ever been hit by one of those trains.
Thanks.
That's how safe it is. Yeah.
Wow.
It's remarkable. Yeah.
That's good, but that's scary that it happened like right after you guys were there.
And we got there in between 2 typhoons. There was earthquakes before we got there. Typhoon, we got there the day after the typhoon left. And then we stayed there for about 11 or 12 days or whatever it was. And then we left, and another typhoon and earthquakes came through. So we got lucky.
So what exactly is a typhoon?
It's just a hurricane out in the Pacific instead of the Atlantic.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's just another hurricane.
Just a massive hurricane, but it's on the other side of the world.
I
Yeah.
wonder why they have to have a different name for it.
Yeah, I don't know. But typhoon sounds way cooler.
I know. Why are hurricanes called typhoons?
Right.
God, I'm like depressed for you now that you have to come home.
It's the worst. It's the worst, man. Like, look, I don't know how much you travel, but you can get a ticket to Japan if you want to fly on like Canada Air, like whatever their airline is, Canadian Air, whatever it's called. You can go from LA or from here and hop to like what's the city on the West Coast here, Vancouver, and then over to Japan, and it'll cost you like, they have tickets right now for like $750 or something. Like you can go to Japan without spending a fortune. And then once you're there, you get, you know, just literally eat ramen and, you know, get regular food. I mean, food was not expensive, and you can eat at 7-Eleven. You can literally eat the little egg sandwiches, you know, the egg salad sandwiches and stuff, which is like the biggest thing is the, you know, and that's a couple bucks. I mean, you can survive there for like $20 a day.
Cool.
And be happy.
They accept Americans there.
Yeah, they were so nice to us. No one ever once said it.
I just want to move there.
Oh, dude. Yeah, you can go for 90 days at a time, which is cool. And then you just have to disappear for a month and go back. So there's a lot of people that do that. And you can
it's a place
house.
though that people have expated to,
Oh, yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I think you can, but I think it's a process to finally be able to move over there.
It's like going anywhere. You have to get you could get like a company that hires you, or they sponsor you. You know, if you're going to school, you can go, things like that. Yeah. But you can also just go for 90 days at a time and then come back home for a month or 2 and go back.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, did you get your Italian citizenship?
Yeah. I got my Italian citizenship. It started on that in 22, I think it was. Yeah. And yeah, I actually need to go grab my passport. I just haven't got a chance to. When I went to LA a couple of weeks ago, they didn't have any appointments, but I got to go grab my passport from the consulate, and I just need to go do that. But other than that, my citizenship's retroactive as well, so it's been active all the way back to like 22 or something like that. So I'm good. I can vote and everything now.
So if the shit hits the fan here,
I can hop on a plane. Yeah, yeah. I'm an I'm a EU citizen, so I can go anywhere I want EU.
So lucky.
It's pretty cool. Yeah.
What keeps you here?
I don't hate it here. You mean here in Kingman or just here in the States?
Yeah.
Well,
specifically,
it's complicated. Like I'll admit when I first moved here, I didn't love it. Like I came here from Scottsdale and I was like, ooh, I like Scottsdale. Like what's this little town? There's nothing to do, whatever. But I've grown to like parts of it, and I spend a lot of time at home, so I don't really spend much time around the parts I don't like. And I'm fortunate that I don't have a day job where I have to go out and be around people. When I leave my house, it's because I'm choosing to. So I choose to go to the gym, and I choose to go right back home, or I choose to go to the grocery store, or I choose to go to like to any of the cool businesses downtown that are run by like-minded people, and I can largely avoid the stuff I don't want to be part of. So yeah,
makes sense.
And I get to stick, and I'm sticking around. I mean, I moved here. Our kids all lived here, and actually all of them but one is gone now. They're all back in Phoenix and stuff. And so it's not so much the kids anymore, but our business is based here and in Las Vegas. And so running our company, which we're slowly removing ourselves from, but right now it just makes sense for us to be around, and we'll just travel and be able to come back here where it's quiet, and if we want to travel somewhere we can go, so it's a good place to use as a home base.
Yeah. And you were also saying a few months ago that it was hard to find people to work here.
Yeah, that is hard. We are a lot easier finding employees in Vegas than we do in Mojave County. I don't know what it is, but it just I don't really know how to answer. There must be some kind of psychosocial, like something that someone needs to do a study on to figure out what the demographic is and why people aren't as easy to count on here as they are in a major city. And maybe it's competition because of the demographics and availability of jobs. I don't know.
Well, I mean, that goes, I have that issue at my work.
Do you?
Find dependable people.
Gotcha.
That
know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. We had 3 people that basically no call, no showed us. Like they applied for the job, got an interview, then just didn't show up for the interview and just made an excuse like, my pet chipmunk died. So sorry.
Wow.
That kind of stuff happens a lot.
It's crazy.
It's hard sometimes getting people to come do estimates for like work.
Yep.
That you need. I'm like, what? Don't you guys need money? I mean,
right.
I'm trying to hire you.
Yeah.
Yep.
I've always had issues with contractors around here.
Yeah. Like, what's the problem?
I've called contractors and just never got a phone call back. I've called contractors, said they'd show up and never showed up. Or I've called them and they said they'll give me a bid and never give me the bid. I mean, it's like, you guys must be swimming in money. Yeah. Wow.
Well, I mean,
exactly.
That's a specific thing, though. It happens all over because I've been trying to get a couple of comedians have said they're interested in, coming here to perform. Like, holy shit. And I have problems with people getting a hold of me from the venues. I'm like, look, I have a really cool event, but I need a place to do it.
Right.
And they won't bother to respond to emails.
No, that's a shame. Well, let me know if you need help with like Bill Theater. My brother-in-law's on the board, so.
I've got a meeting this week.
Oh, good. Excellent.
Finally, though. Finally.
It took a while.
No, it's a shame. Well, I'm glad you got your meeting, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Jason, it was good to see you.
Yeah, I feel like all I did was talk and you guys just sat and listened. I'm sorry.
We love that, though.
Yeah.
Then
That's our favorite.
Hey,
favorite
we learned
interviews.
a lot about Japan.
Japan? I could do a whole podcast episode just on Japan.
Yeah.
It was unbelievable.
And we only mentioned that motherfucker once.
Not even by name, barely.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we, yeah, no, it's been. I'm really happy you guys asked me back. It's always nice to come hang with you, and I really appreciate you guys.
Yeah. All right, and
Cool. We appreciate you coming on.
Always a pleasure.
Yeah.
Always a pleasure.
And until your next project.
Yeah. Hopefully, I got something exciting. His next 2 films are shooting in Georgia. These next 2 coming up right now, and then I think there's one more like later in the year. But as soon as they're shooting in LA again, I'll do that. I don't go to Georgia ones for it. Well, I don't want to go to Georgia period anyway, but just because it's hot and humid and nothing to do. But then on top of that, I'd have to be on the other side of the country away from my business and my wife, which would be really difficult. And so I just prefer to work in LA, and if they're in LA, I'll just, I definitely jump on those, which is good. So,
All right.
yeah.
Well, then we'll wrap this up.
Bye, y'all.
All right. We'll see you
Thanks.
next time.
Appreciate you guys.
Okay, bye.